Hey guys, hopefully everyone is doing well. Today's target is to understand next sample question. You might it call as second question or it's maybe question number 6. The chapter which we are related with is adjustments in financial statement. There are two parts as you can see that on left side there is trial balance. How would you know it's a trial balance? Look, when you will see the bottom, two totals are equally distributed between debit and credit side. What does that mean? Both totals are equal and these total are showing it's a trial balance. Secondly, you can see debit and credit is clearly mentioned. So it's little bit easier for us to recognize each element present in this trial balance. On this side, you can see we do have only three adjustments. Relatively, it's an easier question due to the fact that we don't have so many adjustments. Alright guys, we are ready to start our question. Let's begin. Please note it down. We will start from the adjustment side, from right side. Number 1, closing stock 105,000. As usual, you will go to cost of goods sold where first part would be opening stock and then you will add your purchases and you will subtract your closing stock. Why I had left one line over here? We will wait for the returns. So closing stock is over here. How much amount? That is 105,000. So write down 105,000 over here. First effect is completed. In the similar way, you will write closing stock in your asset side as the second effect 105,000. So first adjustment is completed, both effects we have finished. Now second, depreciation on plant 6%. So depreciation is part of operating expenses. You will come over here and first you will calculate depreciation. Since this depreciation is related to plant and you will calculate depreciation. Look, plant and machinery, in adjustment it has been written plant and machinery. Amount of plant is 240,000 and 6%. So here you will calculate 240,000 multiplied by 6 divided by 100. This way you will calculate your depreciation. How? 240,000 was amount of your asset multiplied by 6 divided by 100. So depreciation has been calculated. First effect is completed. So you will shift to fixed asset and here as first step you will write plant value which is to 40,000 and you will subtract depreciation amount of which you have just calculated 14400. So here we have calculated our depreciation. Better to write over here. Okay, 105,000 in second column, better place. You may write over here as well. That doesn't mean. Alright guys, we have completed two adjustments. Now third adjustment is related to bad debts. For that purpose, you will go to current asset. First step is to write sundry debtors or account receivable over here. You will go back to your trial balance. Now we are looking forward for sundry debtor. Here it is 135,000. So as a first step, you will write 135,000 as debtors. As you know that you will subtract A. A is what? Additional bad debts and they will be present in adjustment. We have already seen our adjustment. There are no additional further write-off bad debts present over here. So it means additional bad debts you may mention as 0. After that, you will again subtract n. N is what? New reserve for bad debts. They will also be present in adjustment. So over here, you can see that provision, provide provision reserve allowance. These are four different names, but for the same purpose. 1500 is already calculated. You do not need to apply any percentage over here. So 1500 would be written. Now finally you will get the answer. These are your debtors. Then you will subtract any additional bad debt which is not present in your question, and you will subtract your new reserve as well. So finally we have got our amount for debtors. Go back to adjustment, and all three adjustments are completed, and this bad debt adjustment was partially completed to asset side. Now you will go to indirect side. First you will write B, which is for bad debts. Then A is for additional bad debts. N for new reserve for bad debts. O for old reserve for bad debts. And first three items would be added. You have already calculated A and N. Look at here. This is A and this is N. Additional bad debt, new reserve. Additional bad debt 0. So you can directly write 0 over here. And new reserve you have calculated was 1500. You can write 1500 over here. Alright guys, so in this way our bad debt adjustment we are going to complete. Now these two, bad debts and old reserve, they will be present in trial balance. When they will come, we will write it. In this way guys, this third adjustment dual effect is completed. So we will shift our focus to trial balance. Now we are open to write these elements according to their place. First is capital 150,000. So you will go to fixed liability, and here you will mention your capital 150,000. I think that was the amount. Yes. Then we have plant, which is already mentioned over here, 240,000. Okay, we are now next purchases 180,000. Here you will write your purchases 180,000. After purchases we have sales 531,000. Here you will mention your sales 531,000, amount of sales. Next is purchase return 2250. We were waiting for this. Less returns, amount of purchase return is 2250. Okay. After purchase return we have sale return 3000. Come over here, write down 3000, and this would be subtracted from sale. Sale return written, and now opening stock 90,000. We will come over here, we'll mention 90,000. After opening stock we have discount allowed 1050. For that you will go to other expense, and you will mention discount allowed, amount of which here discount allowed 1050. So mention this amount over here, discount allowed. After which we have discount received 2440, and this would come over here, discount received, amount is 2400. So mention 2400 over here. So guys, after discount we have Sunday debtors already written 135,000. Here you can see Sunday debtors 135,000. Current asset, creditors 75,000. Go to current liability, creditors 75,000. Let's see it again. Creditors 75. All right. Then we have salaries. Indirect expense you will come. Salary amount of which is 20,400. So 20,400 amount of salary. Then we have wages 30,000. So direct expense wages, amount of wages 30,000. Here you will mention its amount. After wages we have carriage in. This is again direct expense. So you will be writing carriage in, amount of which is 2250. So put amount in front of it. After carriage in, we have carriage out 3600. So carriage out is indirect expense. You will be writing it over here. Carriage out. Amount of carriage outward is 3600 and just mention this amount over here. Okay guys, after carriage out, here just confirm. Yes, carriage out, and then we have provision. Provide provision reserve allowance. This is present in trial balance. So it's O 1575. This is old reserve. So 1575. After provision, we have rent. This is again operating expense or indirect expenses, rent, amount of which is 30,000. After rent, we have advertisement, again indirect expense, advertisement, amount of which is 6,000. After advertisement, we have cash in hand 2700, current asset. So here you will write cash in hand, amount of which is 2700. After cash in hand, we have cash at bank. Again, this is also part of current asset. Cash at bank. This is 18,000. Put amount over here. And then we have bank charges, indirect expense. So you will come over here. We'll mention bank charges, amount of which is 225. 225. Okay guys, all elements present in trial balance completed, all adjustments are completed. So we are now ready to solve with the help of calculation. First we will see how much net sales are. Simply amount of sale, then you will subtract its return, net sales arrived. Now we will calculate our cost of goods sold, where first thing first, opening stock, then you will add purchases less its return, bracket close, then minus closing stock. So we have got cost of goods sold, and now direct expenses, there are two, 30,2250. Direct expenses are also calculated. Finally we are at the stage where we can calculate total cost of goods sold, which includes simple cost of goods sold and direct expenses. All cost of goods sold, amount of cost of goods sold is calculated, sale minus CGS. This is mentioned over here. We have got our gross profit, and that is 3330. Some previous question may have loss, so we will be editing over. So it's a gross profit. 33300. Let's check it out. Here you can see 33300 is your gross profit, and now we are open to see calculations for net profit. This is bad debt adjustment, where we can see that bad debts are not present, so you may write over here 0. What you will have to do, first three amounts would be added: bad debts plus additional bad debts plus new reserve minus old reserve, so we have got minus 75. In this way, guys, all transactions related to operating expenses completed. Here we can calculate sum of all operating expenses present over here. There is no operating income, so you may write 0. After that, we have 1050 as other expense, and we have 2400 as our discount receipt. So let's get back. As you know that we will take gross profit first. This is your gross profit, and then you will subtract all operating expenses, and then you will subtract again all other expenses 1050, and then you will add all other incomes, which is actually 2400. So this is finally complete cost. No, still. And look at here, net profit is 259800, and we have got our net profit as 259800. Once again, I'm going to tell you what we have done. This was your gross profit, and you can see operating expenses should be subtracted. So what you have done, minus operating expenses, no operating income, and then you have other expense and other income. Other expenses was subtracted, other income was added. So gross profit minus 74 minus 104 plus 24, and you have got 259800. So next step is to take this net profit and add in capital. This is your net profit, and how much you have calculated, 259800. Once 259800 was the amount, and we were supposed to write over here 259800. Let's check it out again, 259800, 259800. Alright guys, and our answer we have also matched, 259800. Now capital plus net profit, we have got our fixed liability. Okay, what we have done, it was plant. So let's get back here, capital plus net profit, all fixed liabilities. There is only one amount present in current liability side, and there is no reserve. It means finally you can calculate total of liability side, where fixed liability, current liability, and reserves would be calculated. Here your balance sheet answer is 484800, and your answer is also 484800. So liability side is completed. Now we will come to our asset side. First, this was your plant, and you need to subtract its depreciation. Fixed assets completed. After that, we need to take sum of our current assets. These are your fixed assets, and these are your current assets. Let's take sum of all current assets, and here 225600, sum of your current asset, and finally you can take sum of your current asset, reserves, sorry, investments and fixed assets. So we have got 484800, and here you can see 484800, and our asset side 484800, and liability side 484800. So guys, in this way all answers are matched. This was your gross profit 33300, and here you can see 33300. Net profit was 259800. 259800 net profit. Balance sheet is matched. All four answers are now here, and it means our question has been completed. It is requested to you to please revise and repeat this question for 3-4 times. After that, if you feel anything difficult, you are very open to share your problem through messages, text or comments. I will humbly be trying my best to answer your queries instantly. So thank you very much for your time. It's time to say goodbye. Allah Hafiz.